All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, last night, the Detroit Pistons made guard Cade Cunningham the first overall pick of the NBA draft, as he became the first player taken first overall by the Pistons since Bob Lanier back in 1970. Now, Cunningham joins a Pistons organization that is desperate to turn things around, as they only made the playoffs twice in the last 12 years, and in each of those trips they were swept in the first round. Now, what Cunningham brings to the table: he is a proven scorer, and he has the potential to be the new face of this franchise. Now, Cunningham is a highly decorated player, as he was the Big 12 Player of the Year last year at Oklahoma State, while he was also a consensus All-American, as he averaged more than 20 points per contest. Now, the big question is, how will Cunningham fit in with the Pistons? First and foremost, Cade Cunningham is going to have to adapt to life in the NBA real quick. Not a situation where you're playing 30 games like you were in high school or college. It's an 82-game grind. This past season was 72 games, and I really think that the NBA is going to attempt to get 82 games in next season. So he has to get adjusted to that real quick. Big possibility that he will hit that rookie wall at some point. But the biggest thing I think for Cade Cunningham, he should not go out there and try to do it by himself. We saw Jeremy Grant average a career best 22 points per game last season for the Pistons. And you just have to wonder, is Jeremy Grant turning the corner in his career, or was he just a good player on a bad team? We'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, Cunningham does have support there. We also saw the Pistons select Luka Garza in the second round last night. Of course, the big man out of Iowa. He was a very highly decorated player. We saw him emerge this season to average more than 24 points per contest for the Hawkeyes, and that gives the Pistons some more depth to work with. Now, you have veteran coach Dwayne Casey, who is entering his fourth season as the head coach of the Pistons. Of course, prior to that, he was also the head coach of the Toronto Raptors. He was part of the maturation process of All-Star DeMar DeRozan, and maybe he can do that same thing for Cunningham. I think going forward, what the Pistons have to do is find a way to compete next season. Detroit finished last in the East this year, and only the Houston Rockets had a worse record than them in the NBA. The Pistons were 18th in the league in assists, 25 in points, 19th in three-point percentage, while they also committed nearly 15 turnovers per contest. Ain't going to get it done. So Detroit has to improve in each one of those categories. They also have to improve on changing the culture in the locker room, because, again, when you've been losing like they have for so long, guys just come into that locker room expecting to lose and just collect the check and go home. And that has to change mentality-wise if the Pistons are going to turn things around. They have to find a way to compete. Obviously, there's only one step for them to go, or one direction for them to go, and that's up after, being so bad. And they got to try to find a way to compete for that play-in tournament. I mean, that has given some teams life in the NBA right now, that you have a shot to get to at least that 10th spot and then potentially get a taste of postseason basketball. So if you're the Pistons, you can look back at this past season and see how the New York Knicks improved and got into the playoffs and say, hey, why not us? Why not now? And maybe Cade Cunningham could be a part of that. Detroit, they already have more than $104 million committed to salary next season. So this is probably going to be a young squad that you're going to see for the Pistons next year. So they just got to go out there and find a way to win. But I think basketball fans in Detroit should be excited for the first time in a long time, because Cade Cunningham could be a significant young piece into turning things around. And if you think about the Motor City right now, the Lions, they're back. The Red Wings are rebuilding. The Tigers are rebuilding, but they're starting to show flashes. So maybe the Pistons can be in that mix as well and get this team back to the postseason. The last time we saw the Pistons win the NBA championship was 2004. Of course, that was during a stretch where they had 6 consecutive years of making the Eastern Conference Finals. And of course, who knew that when that stretch was going down, that we would be in the stretch that we've seen with this Pistons franchise right now. So just maybe Cade Cunningham is going to be one of the guys. I don't think he's going to be the guy, but maybe he's going to be one of the guys to get things turned around in Detroit. I think he has tremendous potential in the NBA. I think he has tremendous potential with this Pistons team. It's all about putting the right people around him, and I think just maybe things are finally looking to be on the right horizon for the Pistons franchise. So folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.